Hi, Radio Lola. How are you? Hi, Ahmad, della. I hope that's right. Hi, Denise Buchanan. How are you? Hi, Hilary Jay. Happy Monday. JK Stack, happy Monday to you. Mike Bryant, 2891. Hello, Maria. Hello, Mike. How are you? It's Monday, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining us. Monday in June. We're headed into another week. People are going back to restaurants, back to work, forward with their lives. And I'm so glad that so many of you continue to join us for these really informative and inspiring conversations that we've been having. So I want to thank you so much for that, for being with me, for having been with us all of this quarantine time. It's really been these conversations that we've been doing since we've been at home and have really been so illuminating to me, so inspiring to me, and I hope they have been to all of you as well. And I'm really actually very excited to be with the woman that we're going to be speaking with today, Ava Duvernay. Ava's a friend. She's somebody I respect tremendously. She is the acclaimed director of Soma, 13th, When They See Us. And do yourself a favor. If you have not seen 13th, please carve out the time with your friends, with your family, to sit down and watch that really mind-blowing documentary. I watched it again for the second time over the weekend with my son. And it's so thought-provoking. It's so enraging. It's so fascinating. And so I really urge you to take the time to watch it, to watch all those three incredible pieces of art that Ava did. And I'm really glad that she's coming on here today. She's only coming on for about 15 minutes. I wanted to talk to her about this new initiative that she's doing called LEAP, the Law Enforcement Accountability Project. Aly just said, I just watched the film the other day. Powerful, so thank you for watching that. Which documentary? It's called 13th. The director is Ava Duvernay, who is coming on here today. And she's going to talk about her new initiative, as I said, the Law Enforcement Accountability Project. And what's interesting to me about that is it's going to explore the narrative around police accountability, around police abuse. It's going to commission lots of different projects over a 2-year period, some through documentaries, some in art, some in dance, all different ways. And I wanted to talk to her about that, how she's going to look for the projects, who can apply for the projects, and really what she's looking to change. I think she's really so creative and so inventive with narrative. And narrative is so important because we are led to believe things that we learn, right? That's how we form our belief system. And that's why 13th is so powerful, because if you're only taught one thing, you learn something, and guess what? It can be incorrect. And then so many people are having to unlearn so many things that they learned. And I think that that's such a important public service. To let us know what we don't know, to teach us what we don't know, to update our history books, to update what is being taught in our schools, to update the conversation, the worldwide conversation, the global conversation, and our national conversation, and really the conversation we're having at our kitchen tables all over this country. So Ava is here, somebody just said. So Ava, if you're here, I don't have to continue talking about you, but if you're here, you just request to come on, and then I say, okay. And, but I don't see you. Somebody said Ava's here, but I don't see Ava there. Anyway, I'm really, I met her several years ago before she did Selma, and she's gone on to do so many other extraordinary works of art. Ava, I don't know what to do. So Ava, you request. I love that. It's okay, Ava, don't worry. You're not the first person that doesn't know what to do. You just request live interview. How do I request? You just request, it says when it says request to go live with, then you just go request. So I don't know, can you do that? I love it. It's okay. You're worth waiting for. And I know Ava's busy in the edit room. She's on Zoom calls. She's finishing up work, and she's really making time to do. I ask you to join. So Ava, I'm old and technically unavailable. Oh my gosh. Okay, there she is. Okay, there. I add. Hopefully that works. Ava, we're adding Ava. We're waiting for Ava. There she is.
We did it.
We did it. Thank you.
Hi there.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to see you, Maria.
I'm happy to see you too, Ava. And I said to everybody, I know you're knee deep in the edit room. I know you have only about 10 or 15 minutes. So I wanted to begin by thanking you and telling you it really means a lot to me that you're making time to talk about this project, this initiative, which I think is so interesting. Before you got on, I told everybody to go out and watch. If they haven't watched Selma, if they haven't watched 13th, I watched it again with my kids over the weekend, and I think it's so powerful. It's so enraging. It's so jaw-dropping, and it's such a great thing for us to all talk about at our kitchen tables all across this country. So it's 100 minutes, and it's the best history lesson you'll get. But I wanted to talk to you about this new project that you announced last week called LEAP, which is the Law Enforcement Accountability Project. And you came up with it really quickly.
Came up with it really quickly. Hi, everyone saying hello in the comments. Yeah, I think it comes on when I'm on a live. It shows on my IG that I'm on a live. And I know I never go live.
You never go live?
People probably think I fell in my kitchen and I'm, in distress. But no, I'm here with the great Maria. No, thank you for inviting me on. This idea did come to me, shortly after I watched the George Floyd murder.
Yeah.
I was brought to my knees by it, and I was taken aback by how much it hurt, because I'm used to watching that kind of footage in the making of my work.
Right.
So May 13th, as you mentioned, my editor Spencer and I, we looked through thousands of hours of racist, violent footage to come up with the right combination to present in the documentary. And so between studying, beatings for Selma, to watching, horrible tapes for when they see us, just to understand police brutality, I have a pretty thick skin, but that video brought me to my knees. And I tried to interrogate for myself why that was the case. And I came to understand that it was because I could see the murderer clearly, which is something that I realized we usually don't see.
Right.
We have a body cam facing the victim, and the officer is behind the cam, so we don't see the officer. Or it's grainy surveillance footage, like in the case of of so many, where we're seeing from a distance what happened.
Yeah.
And so to see the face, to see this officer stare at the 17-year-old young woman who was taken,
right.
All the bystanders saying, "Are you going to kill that man? He can't breathe." Mr. Floyd pleading for his life, and the sunglasses that sat right on top of the officer's head and never moved, the hand in the pocket very cavalierly as he killed someone. That, bearing witness to that, made me realize we usually don't see the officers who correspond with the victims we know. We know their names. I can give you 30 names of people who, from Oscar Grant to Philando Castile to Sean Reed to on and on.
And they're all in the film, I should say, in 13th. So many of them.
Many of them, but that's the fraction, right? And so we know their names, but we never know the names of who took their lives. And I feel like we should not allow this to be a national blind spot anymore. We know police unions have protected
Right.
officers who, they're wonderful officers out there. This is not about all officers. These are about the officers that abuse their power, right?
And Ava, you said that you want this to change the narrative. You want it to introduce a new form of storytelling around police.
Right. Well, yes. Again, this is for officers who are abusing their power, who are not being, handled by unions, police departments, and even the courts.
Yeah.
And so as the public, we can say, we will not let these people go unnamed and unknown anymore. So we're using art to do that. We are funding 25 projects over 2 years across multiple disciplines, focused on specific cases where we amplify, police abuse against Black people that's been caught on tape, particularly cases in which the officers have gone on with no repercussions. They've been reassigned. They've been continuing to get paid. They are now in other communities doing work where people are not aware of their past history. These are the projects that we're focusing on. So it's called LEAP, the Law Enforcement Accountability Project. You can join us. Anyone can join us at Leap Action. You can go right on IG at Leap Action. And the way that people can help.
That's what I was going to ask you. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for asking. Once we make this artwork, we want it to be powered by people. So what we're asking folks to do is use the power of their social. If you sign up, you will get the project first, and you will be a part of the distribution mechanism to get it out into the world using your social. This won't be on one cable network. This will be on hopefully hundreds and thousands of our own networks right through our social platforms. So whether
Ava,
it's Facebook, TikTok, or IG, folks will really be able to broadcast these projects before.
So you've talked about 25 projects. It's a 2-year initiative. So you're talking about dance, about art, about film, about stage. So do they propose something to you if they have an idea?
Well, the 25 projects they're commissioned. So we're inviting, there's an advisory council.
Okay.
Invited. So this is for kind of mid-career artists.
Okay.
So artists that, have done work and are used to working in a commission fashion.
I see.
And these projects are very short. They're 3 months long. So it's similar to other grants that have advisory councils where you'll be invited to do the work.
Okay, repeat again, where do they go? Can you repeat again, where do they go?
So people who want to support the work, would go to leapaction.org, or you can just follow right on IG at Leap Action. I'm going to put it right here.
Yeah, we'll also put it up. We'll replay this interview in the Sunday paper. We'll put up the link so you can support the work, apply for the work, find out about the work, stay in touch with the work, and follow the work and be a part of changing the narrative, as Ava said. Ava, something else you wanted to change, and I joined in with you over the weekend when I saw about the renaming of the Soma Bridge.
Yeah.
It's a change.org petition to rename the bridge after John Lewis. Tell me how that came about. I thought it was such a great idea, and I just found out about it over the weekend.
Yeah, I signed every petition about that bridge that comes across my desk. This is just another one that came across my desk. I've maybe signed 7 since even before I made Soma, just because anyone who has an idea about that bridge and what should happen to it, I sign it, because something needs to happen more than what's happened, which is it is named, in my view, it is named after, a KKK Grand Wizard and a, Confederate traitor, and someone who murdered people and who caused great harm to Black people. On that bridge, great triumphs were had, but the fact that it bears the name of a man who I don't feel should be honored in that way is my opinion. And you have some people in Soma who say we like it like it is. You have some people who say if it's renamed, it should be renamed after someone from Selma. There are great heroes there. You have some people who feel like it should be named after Congressman Lewis, who, fought and suffered on that bridge and went on to do and continues to do incredible things for all Americans. Or it should be just no name. It should be named the Selma Bridge. But the bottom line is I sign every petition because we need to be examining, interrogating, and dismantling what is currently the norm on that bridge, in my view.
Yeah.
And so I think it's open to discussion, and I hope that something new happens, because I think it stands as a beautiful testament to dignity, human dignity and freedom, and there's more we can do there.
I just want to say several people have asked you to pin. I don't know how to do the pin thing, but
you all are not asking me to pin because I don't even know what a pin is. But
we will put it up. Don't worry, everybody. We will put it up. I'm not sure how to pin it. I know you can pin it as we're talking, but I don't know how to do it. So we will respond to that.
What is wrong with us?
No, there's nothing wrong with us. We're doing our own thing. We're doing what we can do. We just don't know how to pin. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean anything. It just means we don't know how to pin.
That we don't know how to pin.
Yeah, it just means we don't know how to pin. So Ava, so you talked about this moment for you being different, how you had looked through all of this footage before for 13th, and there is a lot of footage in that film. How do you think this moment, are you hopeful about this moment? It feels different. It was different for you. Do you think it's going to stay with us? It's going to change things?
I think, yes, I am very hopeful.
Yeah.
I am a student of history, and I know that there's a precedent for change, and I believe that people can do anything. And we're seeing that happening in incredible ways. Now, I don't think we need to get giddy about it. I don't think we need to be unrealistic about the country that we live in and the systems that are durable and long lasting, and they're not going to be undone in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even a year. But I believe that there is a vigor and a vitality around this conversation that I haven't seen in a long time, and that there are people participating that I've never seen participate. Yeah. And the hope is that it's not commodified. The hope is that it's deeply embraced. This will be the end all be all, but I believe that we will look back on this time in the history of this country. And so it'll be up to us to.
I can see you. You're breaking up a little bit, but I'm hopeful that you'll just come back up. And you're an acclaimed director. You've got to have good internet. She was saying, I think she was saying she'll move it, but what I think she's saying is so true, that there's so many people involved today, waking up today, that weren't awoken in the past. Can you hear me now? Ava, can you hear me? No, now she can't hear me at all, and we can't hear it all. So maybe Ava, hang up, or maybe. No audio. I know Ava left, but I think what she was saying, one, which I think is so important, is that she's hopeful. I think there's a lot of hope out there. I think on this Monday, I love for us to focus on the hope that's out there in our country. Let's try to bring Ava back for just a few minutes. See if she can come back, that there is hope. I think people who are in for the long haul never get giddy about any issue. Can you hear? Change is inevitable. We must evolve. Oh, can you speak?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Great. Perfect. Okay. Great. So you were saying that you're hopeful, but not to get giddy.
Yeah, hopeful, but not to get giddy. There's precedent for change. I believe the people can do anything. And I want to be able to look back in this moment and see that, there was actionable work done, that there was actual work done more than platitudes. And I believe that we can get there. We're in the midst of it. You look at the civil rights movement at its height. At its height, the civil rights movement was a 10-year-long movement. 10 years. 10 years of everyday struggle. The Montgomery bus boycott, I mean, months and months and months. It didn't stop. It was relentless to the power structures had to concede some power. And so, it's if people are in it for the long haul, I think that there's a lot that can be done now. And the hope is that this energy will be sustained.
I think absolutely the long haul, staying the course in a society that moves from issue to issue, news story to news story very quickly. I think staying the course on anything is what actually accomplishes change. And finally, Ava, you were just elected to the Board of Governors for the Academy. What does that honor mean to you, and what change do you want to bring about there? Oh my gosh, our audio.
Maria.
Ava. Well, what? Can you hear me? You can hear me. We're just having trouble hearing you. One more thing.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Don't move.
I won't move. I won't move. I was saying that I am I decided to run this year because I feel like this is instead of years before, when I've been asked to consider running. I ran this year because I feel that, this is a year of change. This is a year when hopefully hearts and minds are opened to the very fundamental work that needs to be done to make our industry more equitable. And so I wanted to be a part of that conversation and help in whatever way I could. So
bravo. Well, thank you so much. Go back to the editing room. Thank you. Congratulations on the project. We'll pin where you can join Ava, how you can join Ava, and how you can get involved and track it. And please, thank you, Ava. And everybody who has not seen 13th, please take the time to watch it, discuss it, think about it, and think about your own things that you've learned, your own belief system, and be willing to confront it. So thank you, Ava. God bless. Nice talking with you. We've lost her audio again, but there, Ava Duvernay, a true architect of change. I love talking to people who see things as they are, imagine them as they can be, and set about doing the work to make it so. Each of us is capable of being an architect of change. Each of us is capable of imagining the world we want to live in, we want to leave our children, and then going about making it so. So I want to really thank Ava Duvernay for coming on. Her work is extraordinary. She has stepped up on screen, behind the screen, in every way, shape, and form. And that's really open to all of us. And I think it's inspiring to talk to a woman like Ava. And I think it's inspiring. All of us can have our hearts opened, our minds opened, our beliefs challenged. That's the opportunity of this moment, all of that. And so it's a great way. Wanda says pragmatic and powerful. What a combination. Absolutely. Very true. So I think it's a great way to begin our week, talking to someone like Ava, once again, someone who is inspiring hearts and minds, opening hearts and minds, changing hearts and minds. And that's certainly the kind of work that I'm trying to do here on my platform and certainly at the Sunday paper. So if you don't subscribe to the Sunday paper, I hope you will join us there. Its mission is to inspire hearts and minds and move humanity forward, one person, one story at a time. I hope you will join us there. I hope you will join us here as often as you choose to for conversations with architects of change like Ava, although there's nobody quite like Ava. There's nobody quite like any one of us, but I just want to thank her for taking the time to pop out of the edit room to speak with us, and we will get the information up that she is working on in case you want to join her or know somebody who does want to join her. all of those projects are across the board. They're in dance, they're in art, they're in film, they're in plays, you name it, because art knows so many forms. So Carrie Beam, thank you for saying you love the Sunday paper. I really appreciate that. It's a labor of love, and so I love it too. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a wonderful week if I don't see you, if you're not here with me. And if you are here with me, we'll be back this week, and we'll let you know when and talking with whom. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.